Central with Bert Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC. Call Jersey Central at 732-545-9282. Toll free at 888-545-9282. Watch Jersey Central live online at WCTCAM.com or listen on your smartphone with the iHeartRadio or TuneIn apps. Connect with WCTC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching 1450 WCTC. And now, back to Jersey's Morning Show. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
7:38. Welcome back to Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. We're back inside the Forge Jeweler studio on this Veterans Day. Good to have you here. We'll do our contest very shortly. I've got your chance to win a voucher good for some tickets to some shows that are coming to State Theater, New Jersey. Your chance to win those is coming up. Well, with Veterans Day here, we're just a couple of weeks away. The countdown to Thanksgiving is on, if you could believe that. And it is the season, of course, to entertain. And, planning a Thanksgiving gathering for your closest family and friends could be rather overwhelming. Keys to hosting a successful Thanksgiving dinner can be easier than you think. Don't need to be a party planner or hostess extraordinaire to enjoy entertaining. You just need to plan ahead, come up with a well-balanced menu, and most important, have a good sense of humor. Joining me now on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline, chef and entertaining expert Maureen Petrosky is here to share some tips on how to plan a Turkey Day feast that will be just a success all around. So let's welcome in our guest, Maureen, who is with us here on WCTC. Hey, Maureen, it's Bert Barron. How are you this morning?
Bert, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
I cannot believe that we're less than 2 weeks out from Thanksgiving. I don't know where the year goes, Maureen.
It sneaks up on us every single year, even though we know it's coming.
Right.
But like you said, you do not have to be, hostess extraordinaire or an entertaining expert. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to make it easy for you. I have got a lot of great time-saving tips. And I think you hit the nail on the head when you said keep a good sense of humor and roll with the punches.
Yeah, I can remember just growing up as a kid here in New Jersey, and whether my mom was hosting or we went to another family member's home and I watched them, it was this very frantic time of check the turkey, check the vegetables, what's going on here? Are the guests here yet? Where's the pie? And it was just kind of like a sort of it's craziness sort of time. But it doesn't have to be that crazy, though, does it? It
doesn't, and you can keep a good balance. A good life balance is important. That's where that good sense of humor comes in. And you said there are lots of moving parts, but even in that one sentence, you mentioned your family and your friends. There's lots of hands on deck, so take full advantage of that. The holidays don't fall just to the host or hostess. Most people do want to help, and they do want to bring something, or they do want to cook or get in there and help in the kitchen, so let them. I think that's one thing that's hard for a lot of people who entertain, who tend to always be the host in the family, is they take on too much. So share the burden, and it doesn't have to be a burden when you actually all get involved.
So it's kind of like if everybody contributes and does a little bit, it's a much more relaxing and less stressful time for everybody.
It is, and it's actually much more fun. So, you should be enjoying the holidays. That's what it's supposed to be about, even though we let it get away from us. We do want to keep that balance and enjoy it. Take a beat. This is the time of year to take a breath, look around, be grateful, and enjoy your families.
I'm very much a traditionalist. I go for the turkey, I go for the cranberry sauce, I go for the vegetables, I go for the pumpkin pie, which are all great. But any ways that you could recommend about maybe modernizing some of these traditional routines that we have on Thanksgiving?
Definitely. So first of all, guests always come hungry. So I like to put out a simple and sophisticated appetizer like a cranberry bruschetta. So you've got that, your favorite cranberry sauce is there, but it's a little modern twist on a classic recipe. Basically, it's your cranberry sauce. You dress it up with a little bit of orange zest, maybe some fresh ginger. You put it on top of a sliced toasted baguette with some cream cheese. It's an easy appetizer that can be done ahead of time, and then your guests have something once they arrive.
Right, instead of everybody just walking around looking out the front door, they have some appetizers they could pick on, right?
That's right. And you also want to, offer, you have a setup, so when they get there, you're not stopping what you're doing and becoming, the hostess who's running and getting everyone something individually. So if you put out an appetizer, you put out some good drinks, it's an easy way to get started. It brings everyone in. It kind of sets the ambiance that you're already prepared for them, and then it settles everyone down as soon as they come in. If they have something in their hand to sip on and a little snack to start.
I like that. Do you have a preferred way, Maureen, when it comes to preparing the turkey? Traditionally in the oven, I know these deep fryers and these rapid cooking methods are kind of gaining in popularity. Do you have a preferred way that you like to prepare a turkey?
I do, actually. I actually like to cook with a little bit of wine. So I know wine is one of those things when we get to the table, people tend to panic when they get into the store, especially with so many different things on the table. So I like to, everything in my kitchen has to do double duty. So whatever I'm pouring, I'm usually preparing some foods with. So my turkey is actually Chardonnay brined. One of the things I keep on hand throughout the holidays is a crowd-pleasing wine. I always have a go-to. It's the award-winning Chardonnay from the Edna Valley Vineyard. It's perfectly balanced, it's versatile, and food-friendly. It pairs with everything on the table, and like I said, I even cook with it. So I put it in a brine. So when you take a brine for a turkey, basically, it's a brining bag. You can find it in the grocery store, so when you're out doing your other shopping. And into that is where you infuse lots of flavors. It's garlic and herbs. The turkey stays in that brine overnight, and then you pat it dry before you roast it, and then it just comes out so nice and juicy.
I like that. A little wine for the turkey, a little bit for you, a little more for the turkey, a lot more for you. Kind of works out, right?
Well, it's, like I said, it's nice to choose something that I know everyone's going to like. And having a Chardonnay, often people think to go red for Thanksgiving, but honestly, having a nice fuller-bodied white, you think about all the time people say, how do you pair food and wine, and what are the tricks and tips? Everyone knows the standard, white wine with white meat, and this
Right.
is a turkey holiday. So it's funny that people often go the other direction, but I prefer to stick with a nice Chardonnay that I know can last all the way from my appetizers, down through the rest of the menu. And it even pairs great with things like salads. So you might not always have a salad on your Thanksgiving table, but I do like to infuse some fall flavors, a nice spinach salad with roasted butternut squash. I also have another dish that I make that makes a huge portion, which is great for my big family. It's orzo with lemon, brie, and toasted pine nuts. It's got that great, the toasted pine nuts and the brie. It's a different flavor, but it's perfectly served at room temperature. So it's one of those dishes that frees up room in my oven and my refrigerator for other things on my menu.
Nice. How about a real special or a real memorable dessert to Maureen? Maybe people are all pumpkin spiced out by the time we get to Thanksgiving because we've been having pumpkin this and pumpkin that for almost 2 months now. But when you bring it home and you want to wrap up with just a spectacular dessert that everyone will remember, what direction do you go in there?
Well, Bert, like you said, people tend to really love their traditional favorites. So even though they may be pumpkin spiced out on their coffee, they still are looking for that pumpkin pie at the end of dinner. Something that I love to do, especially this kind of came of an accident because my sister was baking a pie and had never done a pie before and went awry. And so we turned that mistake into a pumpkin pie parfait. So using our, nice pretty glass, we chopped up the pie. We layered it with some nice vanilla whipped cream. You can even infuse your whipped cream with some rosemary, gives it a nice herb flavor. And just serving it a little bit differently makes it just a little bit more special. You're still getting that comfort food of the pumpkin, but you're getting it served in a simple and sophisticated way.
Pumpkin pie parfait. What an awesome idea. Wow. I think I might try that this year. That sounds terrific. What do you traditionally do, Maureen? Do you host or do you go to other people's homes? How do you like to celebrate the holiday?
We spend the holidays with my in-laws, and so we all bring something. So we're all responsible for some part of it so that it doesn't, again, all fall to my mother-in-law. We all pitch in. It's kind of a team effort.
Nice.
To make sure that we all enjoy a nice dinner together.
Yep, that's the way to do it. Somewhere online, Maureen, where people can go to get some more info about what we talked about today?
Yes, for some of my favorite recipes and some more of those insider tips, you can go to EdnaValleyVineyard.com.
Excellent stuff. Maureen, thanks so much for your tips this morning, and here's to the best Thanksgiving ever, I hope. Thank you so much.
Hey, Bert, thanks for having me. Happy holidays.
Same to you. Thank you. All right, Maureen Petrosky, my guest on the